I did my first ghost hunt in 2003, following my New Year's resolution to really decide whether ghosts existed. So that was actually mine and my ex's New Year's resolution. So straight away we went and booked onto the National Justice Museum and Derby Jail. And we sort of did those that year, and I just carried on my own, really. And I got more into it maybe about 10 years ago. And then I just started going most weekends, either once, twice a weekend. I'm generally on my own. I have been in a team, but I do my own thing. I have got people I work with. I've got different teams for different things. So I host public events. So we've got a team for that.
Yeah.
I book my own location, and then I sort of get people who sort of come along to that. And then we've got another project where we've got a team for that one. So I just sort of mix with different people, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
Just to see how different people work, all like-minded people, and just go out there just to see what we can get.
There's kind of like nothing wrong with that, is there? I mean, if you're working or learning a certain discipline, there's nothing wrong with seeing how different people work, because I mean, it's happened with all of us. You take little bits from each thing, and then you kind of make your own, don't you?
Yeah.
That's how we learn.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, you meet some people along the way, and straight away they get the SLS out and go, oh yeah, well this is this. Yeah, mate. Nah, you know nothing, and you're just polite, and that's it, isn't it? But and you just got to have the knowledge really about what you're using and how it actually works, and then test it out. But, interviewed a lot of decent people from the paranormal field, from New Zealand to the US to UK, sort of all over the Japan as well, so all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's the thing about this community, isn't it? Facebook, there's you just link up and that's it. I've got some great friends who I've met, and you follow their stories as well, don't you, and help to promote them and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you get to hear their stories and what they've found, and which is primarily what the Parachat UK event is. That's what it's all about.
All right. Okay. So when I first started sort of going out doing the paranormal, a lot of the locations were in Nottingham, and for some reason, a certain spirit kept coming through. And you imagine these locations, like a pub from 1289, one from about 1250, National Justice Museum or the Galleries of Justice from whatever year, that was early maybe 1600s and stuff like that. But over time, I sort of was picking up on the same spirit and the same timeline. Well, how? But you don't think anything of it. I just started out. And, he kept coming through in all these different locations, and other people get him through as well. But then one day I was doing a podcast. So I mentioned this story about meeting him. You go here and you get in different aspects of his life and his story. Because you can get a person, they can live in a house, they can go to the pub, they could go to that pub, and they can work there. And those places were open during his lifetime, because we got it to about the 1800s. So it just got to a stage where I did a podcast, I mentioned it, and then a medium who was on said, actually, she felt that I was hung at the National Justice Museum, which was really intriguing. So my friend does past life regressions, so I decided to do one, and it came out with that timeline. And it turned out that in my past life, I actually worked for this gentleman who was a judge.
Right.
And it's absolutely incredible. But as I was in my past life regression, sitting in the dock, I decided to just come out of it, because I didn't want to hear the sentence, because I knew from the medium basically what was going to happen. But, since then, I'm getting a lot of interaction from him. And it's really bizarre.
Yeah.
Even so, like recently I broke my arm and I've just stepped away from paranormal because, quite frankly, I couldn't drive. I couldn't go anywhere. And then my friend, like, I just booked a location to go to for yesterday. That night, my friend got got this spirit chatting to him, giving him all of this information, showing him the National Justice Museum as it was in his day with all gruesome things.
Yeah.
And he contacted me, and this was that judge. And it's like, hello, I'm here. And it's really bizarre.
He's trying to obviously communicate with you. Are you going back to the galleries?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I've been a few times, and he just tends to overshadow me as soon as I get on board. There's a great medium, and I knew, obviously, I know the situation with him. And the minute I sort of got in there, she saw me. She says, "You've got a man with you." And I said, "Oh, have I? Who's that?" "Oh, you've got the judge with you." "Oh, okay then." But I knew this, but it was nice that a medium picked him up.
Yeah.
And then I sort of went to a local shop, and I won't go into that story because I might bring it out. The Parachat, yeah. And it was quite funny because I walked there. I started the investigation. It's just a group of mediums I'd invited because I was more intrigued about something across the road at the pub, because there's a story there I was really interested in. I wanted to pick up more evidence on that. And she says, "You've got that man with you again." I placed it. "Who's that?" "The judge." I thought, well, why on earth is he here? But then I did later find out there was a link.
Yeah.
And it is really bizarre. And I just can't shake him off. And it is funny, the amount of people who, like, when I book a location locally, and all of a sudden it sort of changes to this coming through. I've had people going into trance, bringing him through. I don't want to give too much away, really.
Yeah.
Because some of this trance has got really quite emotional for me, but it's just so fascinating, and people might think I'm crazy, whatever, but actually there are witnesses there. There are loads of people who have been with me investigating. I don't mention this, and all of a sudden, oh, what's his name? Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
I recently, earlier this year, I booked the Salutation, and I got a medium and a family came along, and they hadn't been down there before. Straight away, she got him, and she described him, and she picked up a bit about what we'd already found out. And I just go there going, yeah, what else, and I just push and push for more information. And then at the end, I sort of say, well, actually, this is this. Whenever I hold investigations at any location, I do not give anything away.
Yeah.
Because it validates things for me. It adds to what I know. And I do like that. And there's a lot of people around me who go into trance.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible, like, the information which does come through.
Do you know all the history to this location as well, then, obviously?
Right. I'm not very good at history, but, well, I am from Nottingham.
Yeah.
So the Salutation Inn, I do know about. The trip to Jerusalem, I do know about. They're supposed to be the oldest pubs in England. There's a time team thing on, which basically looked at those two and the Bell Inn to work out which was the oldest pub in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And each were old in a different way. One, the oldest building. One, the oldest pub. Or the oldest where alcohol was brewed there. Something like that. They've each got their own right of being oldest, but not necessarily for a pub. But, I do know the history, and like the National Justice Museum, they had hangings and executions there.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went there when it was a court. So I did government and politics in sixth form. I don't know why. It's not my topic whatsoever, but I did it. And I actually went into the court and watched a part of a trial. And that was fascinating. And then for it years on to be one of these fantastic locations, which offers so much for the paranormal. You know, you've got all the years, you've got all the layers, you know, from when the world was more barbaric. You know, and it's just like incredible, isn't it? That I'm just so glad I saw the building as it was in our time, you know, to then become the museum and, you know, get through what we do. But Nottingham, it's just unbelievable what I get when I go to places. Wow.
Jacqueline, do you think do you have any theory or maybe reasons why there is this attachment with the judge, or he's like made an attachment to it? As I say, I mean, you're not related in any way. Have you ever looked at that? Or?
No, not at all. But it's something to do with my past life. I worked for him in a past life. That's what came through on the regression. I don't know. It's really odd. Like, I'm in Nottingham now. My past life regression, I'm from Nottingham. And I also had another regression, 1300s, also puts me in Nottingham. Right. I question whether I've ever got out of Nottingham, to be fair. It's a bit odd.
Have you been putting a book together as well?
Yes. Now, I did send it to somebody to proofread in January, but it's not forthcoming. So I do intend to get it published this year.
Yeah.
I am going to start looking at it again. But yeah, so that sort of charts a lot of like how I got into the paranormal side of things. Sort of what I thought of religion, you know, and like my early, you know, from having to go to church and moving on from there to where I am now, really.
Yeah.
And like some of the investigations I've done, and yeah, so I just try and so that if somebody reads it and go, oh yeah, I get that, I understand that, because I had a great big awakening with paranormal. And I don't know if it happens to everybody. And I know that I've spoken to a lot of people, and sometimes with them it's happened. So like for years and years, you go along. If you're not a medium, you'll go along. You'll get flashy lights. You know, you'll be in a location somewhere historic. It's nice to be in the building, but you never really get anything other than a flashy light or a tap bang. And does it really prove anything? You know, you're going on the thing that, oh, that light is flashing because, well, someone's told you that, you know? So what is it? What's doing it? And then one day I had this experience, which I knew beyond doubt that there was something else out there. So, yeah. And from then on, you know, I've started, it's like an obsession, isn't it? So I think it's because you try and put different theories together.
And that's all we have. That's all.
Yeah, and that's what I like.
Theories. Yeah.
I love that. That suits my mind.
Yeah.
My mind loves it. You know, you try and put two and two together and you think you've done it. You think you've cracked a little aspect. And then 2 years down the line, oh no, I'm wrong. You know,
this curveball will come in and you think, oh God, I've got to factor that in now.
Yeah.
Like working with the Drake equation.
Yeah, and it's just bizarre, isn't it? Well, yeah. But it's just bizarre, isn't it? How, you know, you just get these things coming in, or
I know obviously you go on investigations and things. Is there any other topics in the paranormal that you like, that you're into?
I'm interested in ufology, but I'm not that informed about it.
Yeah.
There is a gentleman that I've interviewed twice, and wow, the information he has. He's written books as well. And yeah, I need to speak to him again. But when you don't know the topic that well, it's hard to interview somebody because you've not always got the right questions. Yeah, you know, because it is like, I'd like to speak about cryptids and things like that, but I don't know that topic very well.
No, generic questions just kind of don't cut it. With
you've got to get in further, haven't you?
Yeah.
So,
can you tell us if you are a believer or a skeptic, or are you in the middle?
Well, I've witnessed enough to know that there is something else that we can't explain. I'm not saying that everything that I currently can't explain in time won't be explained, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I do try and debunk everything all the time. I feel there is something else, so I'm skeptical believer, really. That's where I put myself.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer who thinks every orb, every bit of wallpaper is a ghost.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
What's your best piece of evidence that you've got up to today?
Most of it's personal evidence.
Yeah.
I've got 55 minutes of a friend trancing, and after viewing it, and I've got footage, and then like finding out that the dates and everything are correct, and she had a different accent as well.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic evidence, but a lot of what I have, I can't put out there because of the nature of what I get.
Yeah.
I was trying to find out about a cold case. I may have information, but I can't put it out there. I need to go through the right channels because, there are people around, there are family members, even if it's like, ancestors of people. So you don't really want to bring something up or mention something and it fall into the wrong hands, do you?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there are confidentiality issues as well.
That's right, yeah.
And you want people to trust you in the future, not, do you know, so-and-so told X, Y, Z about blah, 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 and that wasn't on because there was private information in there. Yeah, it's, I think we operate much the same way.
So I'm very careful about what I can put out there.
Yeah.
And also, like the people, my friend Trance as well, does she want that to go out on social media? She doesn't mind, but,
exactly.
It's there as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're protecting the people around you because you get the wrong person watching and they'll go, oh, that's fake, that's rubbish. Well, no, I was there. I know, but people always do that, don't they? But
have you been up this neck of the woods before then, near Cave Castle?
I don't know Cave Castle. I've been to Hull. Just visited, really. I went to the Grey Street.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, what can I say?
You lucky thing.
Yeah, nice.
I think we mentioned before they wouldn't let us in.
Things happen. But yeah, it was terrible. It had been raining for ages. So we arrived and I didn't think much of it anyway. And the roof was leaking.
Right.
So all the water was like resting in the kitchen roof, in the kitchen ceiling. So it had gone through one floor, was in the kitchen ceiling. It was going through the electric. So 12 o'clock, we just called it a night. Yeah. So there I was, stranded in Hull for the night.
What happened? Did they just leave you there then? Did you stay there the night?
We're due to be there all night, and like 12 o'clock, the team rightfully decided that we had to leave because it just wasn't safe to be in the building.
Issue. Yeah, right.
For health and safety reasons, which, I've no problem with that. They were correct. It's annoying because we're just about to get activity, but you're not going to risk your life. Like when you've got like water going through the fuse box and the electrics.
God, that sounds really safe.
Yeah, like we don't want to be a ghost, do we?
No.
So I was kind of like stuck. So I was staying in Cleethorpes the next night. So I had to drive to Cleethorpes and then pay for an extra night hotel.
Cool.
So, it's when it puts you out of pocket, isn't it?
Are you allowed to mention the name of your book?
Yeah, it's just going to be Paranormal Path. So, it's just about my journey, my like spiritual paranormal journey.
Right.
Is that going to be on? Is it going to be on Amazon or something?
Yeah, it'll be on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, and what's the problem with the proofreading, Jacqueline?
I just want help, really, but I've found another way, so I'll sort it out.
Oh, cool. I was going to say I'll proofread it for you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, because I've just had a couple of disasters, to be fair. Right. One way or another, but yeah. So, sometimes you wish you'd never written it because it's just kind of been stuck now about 2 years. But
gold.
And then every time you look at it, you rewrite it. You get it to somewhere, you think it's done, and then you like rewrite it again. So
that's the problem when you're crafting something, isn't it? There's always a little bit to improve, which is a good thing.
Right. I know, but you can just carry on, can't you?
Yeah, is it a good thing
No.
or a toxic trait?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
He'll be worth it in the end.
Oh, I hope
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah, yeah.
They're sort of more north, aren't they? Like the speakers.
I'm not sure. Are they all from the Manchester area?
I think there's quite a few from the from like the Midlands.
All right.
Oh, right,
Isn't
okay.
there? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thought
But-
some was sort of Manchester way, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I can stay longer as well, so I'm happy about that. So
Oh, that's
it's not
good.
a matter of driving up and down. So I have got the kennels for the dog. So yeah,
Oh, brilliant! Because we were talking about that last time. Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm coming up the Friday night. So
Oh,
that'd be
wonderful.
better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so
are you staying overnight?
yeah, that's it.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone because a lot will be there anyway on the Friday, won't they?
Yes.
So that's what happens generally. You got the fair during the day, so some are going to probably come on the Friday night,
Yeah.
sort of get there early, and then just do the whole day and the night.
Have you heard of the ghost stories to do with the castle?
No, I don't want to.
Don't you want to know?
No, I like to pick things up.
It's quite
right,
interesting.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I work. I like to sort of go in and sit. Like I doubt I'll investigate. I might see what I can do on the Friday. Depends who's around, you know.
Yeah.
So you can have a sneaky investigation in the room or something. But yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we did
cool.
ask them. We asked them which was the most haunted, so they told us, and we said, right, one of us is going to book that room straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And it wasn't just one. I mean, we told everybody that we've been talking to. We asked everybody all the different people have all said, "Oh, room 23." Right, okay. Every single one of them. Oh, it's room 23, mate. Right, it's up. Room 23 is interesting as well because I'm bringing some equipment and setting it up.
Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you stay in a hotel. Like most of the hotels, you sort of stay in a oldish, aren't they? And they've got something going on, you know. And it might not be a well-known haunting. It might not be a well-known hotel, but people have stayed there. There's been emotion and loads of things, and who knows?
No, but we've got a team who's going to be. We're going to be filming on the day. There's this team coming in. What are going to help us? Who will be interviewing the speakers only for like 4 or 5 minutes separately as well.
Yeah,
that's a podcast, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
How's your hand doing? Are you still in pot?
I know it's free. It's free, and I'm hoping to go camping in 2 weeks.
Oh, wonderful! Where to?
Markham Castle.
Oh,
I've got an investigation there, so
nice.
A 3.5 hour drive. I'm going to go Friday.
It's a camping investigation.
Well, no, it's not. But I'm camping there because of the driving.
Right.
Yeah, there's a campsite right next door to a country park.
Oh, brilliant!
So I'm just trying to work out if I can actually put my tent up. Have some, yeah. But you know, we've got another 2 weeks for recovery, so you know, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. It's gonna be good.
Just to meet people.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I do.
Talk to like-minded people about the stuff you know a bit about.
Yeah, that's right.
It's been fantastic speaking with you, Jacqueline, because we don't normally get the chance to thank people before we get cut off.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.